is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I have for you one of my personal dream cars, the Porsche 911 GT3. This is a 2015, and let's just kind of go over some of the features it has here. As we come inside here, start with the door panel. You have this nice leather trim here. It does have an airbag in here as well. You do have carbon fiber bits, this leather Alcantara right in here. This nice tug-on door handle here with some speakers in here. Over here we do have this race-inspired seat here. It does have amazing bolstering here. Of course, it's leather on the sides, Alcantara in the middle. It does give you kind of a bit more grip as you're going through corners, stuff like that. There's multiple adjustments on the seat here. As we come up here to the steering wheel, this is an Alcantara steering wheel. If you get a suede brush, you can kind of brush them back into shape there as well if they happen to be matting down. We do have two pedals down here. This is the PDK manual transmission technically. It is an automated manual, so it's a twin clutch transmission. PDK stands for Porsche Doppelkling something or other, but basically it translates to Porsche dual clutch transmission. As you'll see here, you do have the ignition for the key there, which the key will go in right there. And you have it on the left side because in Le Mans they started that. They wanted you to be able to put the key in the ignition and have one hand on the shifter so you can put the car in gear while starting the vehicle and immediately take off. As you come around to the back here, there is no back seats. These are kind of just like little storage cubbies that you can put things back here. There's no seat belts or anything. There is speakers back here as well, just to help with the surround sound. With this specific package here, you do get red seat belts, one of my favorite things on this vehicle, I have to say. Of course, the vehicle is rear-engined. Back here, you do have this carbon fiber cover here. Once you remove this, you can see a bit more of the engine, top of the engine. You do have coolant level there, oil level if you need to fill it, stuff like that. You do have these fans up here to help with cooling for back here. With this, you do get Porsche's 3.8 liter flat six, produces 475 horsepower, 324 pound-feet of torque. This thing gets from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. Now, you get down in a quarter of a mile in about 11.3 seconds at 122.9, at least that's what Motor Trend had tested when they had tested this. It is mated with Porsche's PDK DCT 7-speed transmission. DCT stands for dual clutch transmission. It is a manual transmission that's technically automated, so it's an interesting concept, but works extremely well, and you get lightning fast shifts out of it as well. So we come around to the front here. You do get your washer fluid reservoir there, brake fluid there. We do have this little compartment that you can put probably, I'd say, 2 smaller suitcases in here. Pretty much all you would probably need. You have a cover here, a couple covers, and I'm guessing probably hide some fuses, stuff like that. So you have a safety release there. As we come down here to the brakes, we do have Porsche's PCB or PCCB brakes, which is the Porsche carbon ceramic brakes. You do have a center lock wheel on here. In the front, we do have a McPherson style suspension, so it has a lower control arm and one strut. As we come around to the back, we also get Porsche's PCCB brakes as well, with a 4-piston caliper. Center lock wheels, of course. Back here we do have multi-link rear suspension and mated with a 305 30ZR20 tire. So this is an extremely wide tire, so you get all of the traction down here. Of course, because you do have a rear-engined vehicle, you have to have the fuel tank in the front, which is on the right front fender here. All right, so we're coming up on some corners here, and I gotta say, I just love everything about this vehicle so far. And man, taking this corner, it's just so planted and has such a crisp turn-in feel. It's literally everything you want out of a vehicle, and I just can't get over the fact that I'm able to drive this right now. This is literally one of my dream cars, and it just hugs the road. I just love it. It just has this raw, powerful, loud feeling that you want from a vehicle that you get anytime you press on the accelerator. I mean, I'm in 7th gear right now of the PDK, and it stays pretty quiet. And then if you press PDK Sport, it automatically downshifts. I think right now it probably downshift to 4th, just to get the transmission ready for you to be able to tackle corners. And I can just tell that on the street you can never reach the full potential of handling of this vehicle. But if you took it to a racetrack, around here we have Pueblo Motorsports Park or High Plains Raceway, you take it to one of those, guaranteed you're going to have the time of your life. This thing, I can just tell it wants more than what you can do on the street. And of course I'm only doing this at the speed limit, but you can just tell. And here's another corner here I'm coming up on. Oh yeah, just at the speed limit. Beautiful. I just want one of these so bad. This vehicle is a pure race car that you get to drive on the street because it has all the amenities. It has heat, it has AC, it has heated seats. I mean, it makes it weigh a little bit heavy. I think it weighs somewhere right around 3,700 pounds. But, I mean, with 475 horsepower, you don't feel it. You don't feel the 3,700 pounds. And even in 7th gear, if you press on the accelerator just a little bit, it pulls out of its own way. It just has so much torque, which is surprising because it doesn't really start making a lot of its power until you hit like 5 grand on the RPMs, considering it revs all the way to 9. It's mind-blowing just how amazing this vehicle is. I love it so much. Alright, it's time for the braking test here. No one behind me, and oh yeah. Of course it stops on a freaking dime because massive Brembos. The other good thing Porsche did about this vehicle specifically is, from what I've heard from other Porsche models, but from 2015 on up until I believe actually now 2022, but the way they designed the suspension and how they staggered the wheels specifically is generally when you're going through a corner with a rear engine vehicle like this, the rear end feels like it wants to act like a pendulum and just kind of swing out on you. But the way they designed it, even for me, because I've driven mid-engine vehicles, front-engine vehicles, a bunch of different things, it does not feel at all like it wants to swing out. Like, you don't really feel the weight back there from the engine and the transmission, just because of how they did it. They like perfected it, and I'm not exactly sure how, but they did. It's really great for what they did here. Alright, now generally I do a launch test with you guys here, and with the PDK it's a little bit different because when you pull both flappy paddles back, it puts it into a neutral launch mode and just basically gets it ready to go. So, yeah. God, that noise just sounds so amazing. Overall, overall, I have to say one of my favorite features on it, aside from the car itself, is the fob is in the shape of a little Porsche. And it also is paint matched to the vehicle. This one only has unlock, lock, and the front release. So I'll go over some of the interior features here. When you come to the first screen here on the radio, if you click media, you can change a bunch of different things on here. So you do have like jukebox, which generally is through your USB drive. If you go to set media or auxiliary, you come in here, you have auxiliary Bluetooth, which is when you connect your phone and you can use your phone through it, volume adaptation, Bluetooth settings, stuff like that. If you need to connect your phone, you go in here, connect phone, and then like right now I already have my phone connected, but generally if you want to, it will automatically pop up and say find telephone, just like that. And that's when you can connect your phone. You also do have navigation down here. You can confirm, enter address. You can also just go down to map here. It'll bring up the map, things like that. Makes it fairly simple there. When you go to source, you can do like AM, FM, satellite, disc, jukebox, auxiliary, Bluetooth, stuff like that. Sound, you do have bass, treble, balance, fader, loudness. Down here in front of the shifter, do have the climate control. So this here will control the left side. This one over here will control the right side for dual zone climate control. You have face, feet, and defrost there. You have heated seats on both sides. Your fan here. You do have this shifter for the PDK. This is a PDK transmission. It does of course just have general park, reverse, neutral, and drive, which you can see there. And then if you shift it over to the left, it will actuate like the manual transmission portion, which you can use there, or you can use the flappy paddles for as well. You come down here, you have PDK Sport for the transmission to help it shift a bit faster. Generally it just shifts kind of normal as if it were, you know, driving around like daily. You do have sport suspension, electronic stability control off, electronic stability control and traction control off. That's generally what you'll use if you go to the track. Of course, up here we do have wiper control, so you can spray, change your intermittent settings here, and also push up and down to down for like there's some mist on the windshield and you just need to get it off, up to be able to change it to intermittent or low or high. Over here we do have your brights and pull back for your brights, and of course turn signal there. For headlamps, you do have this control here, so we have it on auto. You can switch it over to park lights, headlights, and pull out for fog lights. Over here you do have your mirror controls and your window controls. You have your frunk and your engine cover. Of course you have your big horn button right here. Up here on top of the dash we do have a clock with a second timer all the way around it as well. This is a pretty cool feature as well. So right here, if we open this up, it doesn't want to right now because I have my headphone thing in there. You do have cup holders here, and then you can also flip that back into place. And then there's another one that'll pop out over there as well for, say, your passenger. But that is a cool feature you don't really get too much on high performance and race car type situations. Of course, you do have this nice trim leather up here with red stitching. This is, of course, real carbon fiber, real Alcantara. Same with the seats, Alcantara leather, and same with the doors. Actually, I have carbon fiber running across up there, some leather around, and then you have Alcantara in the middle and down there. The headliner is also Alcantara as well. Makes it really nice to look at in here. All right, so you push this to push it on, and it'll pop up with a little guy right there that tells you like what your speed is set to. You do back to set it, and it will also that'll be your add increment. You pull back to minus, like to slow down. Up is to resume, down is to cancel, stuff like that. You come over here to this control on the bottom right as well. We can go through different menus and just kind of change a couple different things. So like if you push back on it, you can go through different menus. It's like to enter, and then you'll pull back to back up. Makes it pretty convenient there, and you can go through like performance and torque. There's a lot of different menus here. Your G-force if you're on the track, your lap timer if you're also on the track. It's really cool. You do have tire pressures. There's a couple different things in here. You you have like whatever your radio source is on right now. If your phone's paired, you also have your map up here, which I think is really cool as well. Now, overall, when it comes to this vehicle, you gotta ask yourself, is this what you need out of a vehicle? The answer, yes. You definitely need one of these, because this is exactly what you want in life. You want the enjoyment of being able to drive daily on a road and enjoy the feeling of driving down the road. You get amazing handling, you get the comforts of a luxury vehicle, heated seats, heat, AC, stuff like that, so you can daily this. And the cool part about it is Porsche also makes snow wheels and tires that you can equip on the vehicle, so you can literally drive this year-round. That's one thing that I absolutely love about Porsche. They see a vehicle and they honestly are like, vehicles are meant to be driven. We're going to put snow tires on these so you can drive it any time of the year. I would love to have one of these. You can take it to the track. You know you're going to probably be safe if something were to happen. You're also going to know that it has all the handling capabilities, so you can just keep pushing and pushing and pushing this car to its exact limit. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, share, comment down below your thoughts. Let me also know what you guys want to see next for a car review, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. Hope you guys have a great day.